That is our prepped up meat and gravy. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we are doing something that I keep getting asked about. How do I prep my meat using a pressure cooker? Okay, Instant Pot day today. This is not a sponsored video whatsoever. This is an Instant Pot, been around forever, but now they seem to have lost, I'm not going to say lost favour because people still use them, so I won't use those words. They seem to have gone down in popularity, I'll say it that way. However, I consider it to be one of the most essential pieces of kit in a kitchen. You know, you can pressure cook meat 15 to 20 minutes, which would normally take 2.5 hours. So, you know, overall, fantastic. Now, this is my Instant Pot, and this is what we're going to do the beef in today. Okay, the beef is chuck or cube roll, which is known by different names around the world. It's a fantastic, tasty bit of beef, but it's tough. So it's a good stewing beef, and it's fantastic if you use a pressure cooker. You'll get that really nice beef flavour with really tender cubes of beef within about 18 minutes. It's so superb. Now this beef you can buy already cubed from your butchers or probably even supermarket. I buy my cube roll in a big lump and I cut it all up into bits that I want. Okay, now to season our meat, we season the meat and then we're going to dust it with flour. There's no point seasoning the flour. The seasoning ain't going on the meat. So we want some salt. We want salt on there. And we want pepper on there. And I'm using black pepper, but you can use white pepper. Don't worry about it. A good amount of seasoning. This is the only time you can season the meat. Okay, dust it with flour. A little bit of flour in there. So that is our meat seasoned and ready for frying. Now there is a saute setting on the Instant Pot. I never saute anything to start off with in that pot, or very rarely. I can't say never, I have done. Very rarely I normally saute everything in a pan and then put it in there. It's just my preferred way. Right, what we need to do now is get this meat on to start frying. Okay, we want some oil or butter or ghee or anything you use in the pan. And I am going in there with some butter as well. A little bit of butter in there. But all this is going to go in the Instant Pot. So this is our flavour. Okay, we want a flame on and we want to be adding our meat to that. Does it have to be sizzling away to put your meat in? No. Absolutely not. That is entirely up to you. It's still going to put a sear on there and all that goodness is going to go inside our pressure cooker. You know, some people will say, oh, it's overcrowded. Well, it doesn't matter because it's going inside a pressure cooker. You know, it's not going to be cooked in here. We just want to put some browning on here. And to be honest, I'm too lazy to cook that in 2 lots just to put in a pressure cooker when the pressure cooker is going to do all the work. Let that flour and that seasoning crisp up on the side of that beef. Okay, we got a nice little bit of browning on there, look. This is our Instant Pot liner from our pressure cooker. All we have to do is take this out of here. Now we're taking this out of here and we're putting it in our pot, leaving all the juices, the butter, the oil, everything that's coming out of that meat in there. We're going to fry our garlic and onions in there and then add it all in here. This is all flavour. Okay, so we got a pan full of meat there. Let's just put that there. We want our flame back on. Now, of course, I haven't prepped everything, look, but not to worry. We're just going to cube up some onions and we're going to shove them in there. Now, we don't have to rush about anything, don't panic. Garlic is optional. If you don't like garlic, you don't put it in. And then it's just a little saute of the onions and the garlic. Saute, a little stir fry. Soften them up in there, in our butter, oil and our meat mixture. Ideally a little tinge all the way around there, fantastic, because when it cooks in the pressure cooker it ain't going to tinge anything up in there because it's cooking in pressured fluid. So that's it. That's flame off. About 10 minutes work tops. And that is going in our liner. We've got our meat in there in our pot. Now we are adding all that juice and those onions. I'm going to give that a little stir. Now, making a meat filling, you know, I've got a couple of cups of beef stock made up with, you can either make it up with gravy granules, gravy powder or cubes, that's up to you. Now we are making a meat filling, so we need the stuff in there that we will have in a meat filling. So that is a pinch of thyme. Most of the English type pies have thyme in. A dash of Worcester sauce, about a tablespoon. Now here's the optional extra. A couple of tablespoons of soy sauce. Now this is seasoning soy sauce, but it gives it a fantastic umami flavour in there. In there with our beef stock. For pressure cooking, they always recommend a minimum of 1 cup of fluid. Now we're using two cups, not a problem. So that's in there. And then we need a tablespoon, a heaped one, it doesn't matter, of tomato paste or tomato puree, whatever you know it by. That's in there. You could add a little, and only a little, bit of sugar, probably about half a tablespoon, to counteract the acidity in that tomato paste. That is our meat filling prepped. It's as easy as that. That looks absolutely beautiful. Smells fantastic too. And then all you do is you take your liner, you put it in your Instant Pot, which is switched on. You take your lid, make sure that you do have the sealing ring inside. You put on your lid, make sure it's set to seal, and then we come along and we say we want to pressure cook. So we're going to go press the pressure cook, and it's on high pressure, and we want to up the time to 18 minutes, and that's it. We leave it to do its thing. So that's how you prep for a meat filling, a straightforward meat filling. There's nothing else going in there. That's the meat filling. If you wanted to make a meat, mushroom, potato pie, whatever, you know, you would cook the potatoes or the mushrooms, saute the mushrooms in a pan separately and add it to your filling, complete dish, already done. So this is how to prep your meat filling, which can be frozen in portions and taken out. It's already done. It's so quick. Okay, the only thing I would actually point out to anybody on here, it seems to be saying on for such a long time. I was actually concerned with that when I first got an Instant Pot. But you know, it is on. It's telling you what it's doing. It's building up pressure, and when the pressure is built up inside, then it will start to time down. So don't worry, it is actually cooking. Okay, and now if you can see that, this is steam coming out of the pressure cooker. That is building up to pressure. So it's getting up to temperature inside, and that is steam venting off there. That is nothing to worry about. And you can hear a little bit of a psh, 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 psh. That again is nothing to worry about. It's just venting off the steam inside. Okay, there you have it. You can see on there now the pressure's been reached, and now it's on the countdown timer that we put in for 18 minutes. 18 minutes time, this will be cooked, and we let it rest for 10 minutes, natural venting, and then we switch the switch to vent. That's it. Okay, that's 18 minutes done. Look, all we do now, we leave it 10 minutes, and then we're going to vent off. That is simple cooking. We've had more than 2 minutes. Look, it's counted down. We've had 18. No stress. Right, this thing is always red hot. You cannot touch the lid. Handle not a problem, everything else not a problem. Do not touch this stainless steel. You will get burnt. So let's just turn this slightly like that. And on this particular Instant Pot, we have a slide switch. And all you do is flick this switch to vent. And it vents out the pressure out of the top of the cooker, out of here. When it's released and you hear no more hissing or take off the top. It's as easy as that. There's no more noise coming out of here now. It's released all its pressure. So all we do is turn round, but be careful because it's still hot inside. So crack off your lid, take your lid off so any steam can come out away from you. Always. Okay, and just to show you, this is our meat, our steak, our chuck roast that we put in there. And don't forget, this is a really tough meat. Look. Look at that. Look. No pressure. Fork in there. Absolutely perfectly cooked. Now, what you would do if you was making a meal out of this in here, you would thicken this up in here. You would take some corn flour, a little bit of water, so we're making a corn flour slurry. Just stir it all in there nice and gently. So there is a saute button there which you press, and it sets it on. So that is going to heat up inside the bottom of the pan. That is the sautéing. That is the cooking from inside the pan. Now this is one of the only times I use sautéing is to thicken a sauce in here. I very rarely start cooking inside here. So I'll just let this warm up a little minute. Now it doesn't take very long, look, you can see it's already started to bubble. We've got this fantastic meat in here, already perfectly cooked. But now we want to thicken up a little bit of a gravy in the bottom of there. This is where it comes into its own with the sauté. You've mixed up your corn flour slurry and you tip it in there. You just give it a gentle stir until you get a nice thickish sauce. Now it's not going to take long. Okay, so as you can see, we've already gone from water to a gravy. Now the more corn flour you put in, obviously the thicker sauce is going to be, but we don't want it too thick. There's enough there. That is absolutely perfect. We can thicken up a corn flour gravy out of here. You know, all we're doing today is cooking our meat like this, showing you how to cook the meat, and then we will actually thicken up a gravy to use in a pie. So there we are. That is how to cook your beef prep in the cooker for pies. As easy as that. That's made. That is our prepped up meat and gravy. As easy as that. So I mean, you could just serve that with veg, or you could serve it with mashed potatoes, and you've got a meal. 30 minutes. Toughest cut of meat to a tender, flavourful, fantastic cut of meat. Amazing. So there we are. That's straightforward enough. That's how to meal prep your meat for pies. In fact, you don't just have to do it for pies. You can cook your meat like that and you're ready to go for dinner. Add your veg, off you go. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, smash that like and subscribe, share with your friends, all that kind of stuff. We'll catch you in the next video.